-2.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. I am Jeff, and with me over there is Joey.
Can I come out now?
You can come out now.
Woo!
So, you got your hidden side of spoopy builds all set up for us already, huh?
It's not all set up yet. I'm still working on rebuilding the other older.
Yeah.
Older? I feel weird. The ones that came out last year and earlier this year, I'm still going to rebuild those and accessorize them. But I do have another one to open for today.
Well, that's cool. What are you going to be building today?
Complete the spooky scene.
Oh, there you go.
The Mystery Castle.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah. It's probably not going to get done on screen.
No. AKA totally not the Scooby-Doo castle at all. Completely different, and not the Monster Fighter one either.
No,
No.
Totally different.
Totally different.
I'm totally not writing a brick theory about how Hidden Side and Monster Fighters are practically in the same universe.
Yeah, I always thought that they were too, to tell you the truth. Like, I always thought that there was a weird connection there.
That's why I call it theory, not fact.
Yeah. Alrighty. So what have you been up to this week, Joey? I know it's only Wednesday.
What's up?
What have you been up to this week?
What have I been up to? Well, I've been getting back into Lego Racers, which is totally not because this thing has a Lego Racers reference in it. I've been enjoying that and actually trying to rebuild some of the stuff that's in there, like different cars and things. I think that might be fun. I still long overdue for rebuilding the Beyond the Bricks O'Brien car that he had earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I have parts. I mean, I know how to build it. Just don't have all the parts ready to go yet.
Hey, Brett. Hi, Alyssa. How you guys doing tonight? And Joey, Alyssa, Mr. Waffles. Your naked waffles.
The naked waffles are still up there. It's all there for everyone to see.
Hey, Legends, what's going on, man? Yeah, full house tonight. We got Bobo from Arizona here. Hey, Robert. Good to see you, bud.
I understand people like tuning in when it's live, just like right now, but I only consider it missing a live stream on my channel if the live stream is actually gone. If it's deleted or not public anymore, you can still watch it, you can still enjoy it, and I will still appreciate your comments.
Alrighty, there you go. So, Brick Studio wants to know. Brick Studio wants to know how the waffles were.
They were good. I didn't get to finish all of those bricks. I didn't really get to build anything yet, but I have a bunch of them saved for later, and I could always make more. Yeah, pretty much.
Fantastic. And Lindsay is here. Hello, Lindsay. Good to see
Hello,
you.
Lindsay.
And yeah, Alyssa, that's basically what Joey was doing. Yeah.
I'm not like those other YouTubers. So enough blathering for me. How are you doing, Jeff? What's going on with your week?
Major ice storms in Oklahoma, so I have been battening down the hatches and doing all of that. So it's super awesome, let me tell you. But happy it's Wednesday. I've been looking forward to doing this tonight for a while because I wanted to talk to you about some stuff. I also wanted to bring to the attention of the comments tonight. So, in case you guys didn't notice, we've been doing things over on Jeff's channel for the last 2 weeks just because, one, schedules are getting a little hectic for Joey because of work and everything else. And two, the other one is that a good friend of mine, Cody Ottley, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet, ever, like, holy crap, nicest human beings ever, runs the Utah Brick Show, does the convention there, works with Steve Peterson on the Star Wars Lego Facebook page, which is an awesome community. You should check that out if you haven't. His wife was diagnosed with the big C. And if anyone's paying attention to medical stuff this year, that is expensive. I linked his GoFundMe down below. I also linked how you can buy some personalized Lego Aztec cursed coins from Pirates of the Caribbean that he has made himself. Machine printed, but they look fantastic. But basically, anything helps right now, either from the GoFundMe or buying some Aztec coins. I myself am going to be purchasing some, and those of you that know me money's tight, but I can spend $1 and get 4 coins or whatever it is. Just anything that will help them right now. You know, it's cancer's a bitch, and then having to worry about all the finances that go along with that. That's a bigger bitch. Don't, just try to help out as much as you can. So, yeah. But anyway, we all do appreciate you guys being here tonight. Yeah. I replied, Joey. We're all good.
All right.
But I'm going to show you a neat building technique real quick, and then we're going to get into it. So this guy's going to be sticking out of the wall of what I'm building, which is a little vignette, if you will. It's supposed to be looked at from this direction, so you see whatever, but it's a little ghosty ghost coming out of the wall. There you go. So let's see here. So Joey, I want to ask you about something that I was told about, and I want you to know that this is from a place of love and an honest curiosity. Okay?
I don't like the sound of this already. Never mind the fact that last week you were like, today we're going to interrogate Joey on everything that he knows about the community and the drama and everything.
Yeah. I want you to tell me about what happened with Bizarre Lego.
So, Bizarre... I am really... Let me just... Oh! Okay. Almost knocked something over. It's all good. It landed right side out. Like a cat.
Like a cat.
So, Bizarre Lego is something that I started in 2017, around November 2017, where I was going to try to add together a lot of obscure merchandise and little-known facts and a little kind of abbreviated history of Lego in different facets of it, like, the stud and knob, whatever makes Lego, attachment kind of process, or the minifigures, or any other things I've seen that evolved over time that they still continue with. Video games, digital building, all that kind of stuff. I basically ran out of steam, and a lot of life took over, and I'm still interested in it to keep working on it. I still have a lot of it done, and I know it's just been a pain in some people's rear ends that it sounds like nothing's been happening for a while. I just don't want to make false promises about it. I want to rather update about something like that and be sure that it's ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, I have this thing done, and I could tell people about it instead of putting the cart before the horse. You know what I mean?
I understand that completely.
Because I've already done too much of that with any other projects, whether or not publication, like a book. And this is something that means a lot to me and has been something I've neglected doing content because of the benefit of the book. So and why I wanted to do it as a book versus a video series. The video series is going to get lost. It's going to be cool to have out there on YouTube, but I've done a lot of stuff like that already, and it goes away. Not deleted, but at some point, people aren't going to go back for older stuff that I've done, or even search for that in the first place. So I feel like it would be better compiled as something people could read, like a coffee table book. There's already a lot of really cool informational Lego books in different ways, and I'm trying my best to not copy them word for word, visual for visual. One of the biggest hurdles I have about it is the fact that I don't have photography. I don't have a photography studio or any good lighting, cameras, anything like that to get the visuals that I want to in the book. The other option for that, well, some of the stuff is so rare that there aren't a lot of photos out there, even if I could get permission from someone else to use it. Or even just a matter that if there are photos out there, I'd be a little weary on just crediting everyone else as a source and not actually having anything original written or presented.
Okay.
So, yeah. Maybe a little bit more of a money pit because I had to actually get the stuff myself and photograph it, but it made it feel more cohesive if I could, instead of just grabbing everything from everywhere. And any more like that, it would just become a block.
Okay.
All
right. So
no, it's not drama, Alyssa. I was talking about last week.
What the hell happened last week?
Well, remember how last week we were talking about interactions with the community.
Oh yeah. Some of us are assholes. Yeah, I get that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of us are. I am. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, a long time ago, I remember working with Kevin on not only some facts to work with the book, because he was a great resource for that stuff.
Mhm.
He had sketched a concept for what the cover of the book would look like. It still sounds good, but I know he's very busy, so I don't want to push it too hard on doing more stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I got a lot. I have my mind in 10 different directions, and Star Lego is one that just comes and goes.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be big. I tweeted about this earlier today. I'm not trying to be a big YouTuber with, oh, I got a book, I must be really successful. Or, oh, I've got a card game or a board game based on my video content. That's not the case. This is filling a niche that I haven't seen other people cover, and I think would be very cool if it can be covered.
Well, you see, that's the thing is that you're right. You're like 100% right about that being covered, and I'm just, as your buddy, as your friend, I kind of want to help you get that done.
Agree with that little pin comment down there. I don't think that's a toxic person.
She says she is. I'm saying okay, but I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I can give you a hand with it if you want to.
Yeah, I was able to talk with, I think, at Philly Brickfest. Yeah, Philly Brickfest last year. I was able to talk with someone who had written unofficial Lego fan books.
Yeah, you spoke to Megan.
I'm not expecting to be published by Lego or endorsed or anything like that, or Dorley Kindersley or any,
I know. I know. You spoke to Megan from the Lego Adventure book.
Right. That's who I talked with before. Megan, I think Rothrock, something like that. And just kind of shared some notes back and forth, but especially with COVID and everything, and not many conventions, couldn't really get much contact in between. So it's a new venture for me on publishing a book in general. Fourth grade me would have wanted to make a book, but that was just kind of a fun story thing. That was only a handful of pages. This is something I feel like would actually benefit people.
You're right, it would, and that's why I'm kind of on board with, helping you out with it and doing what I can because I like doing that stuff. So I'll type some stuff up, and we'll talk a little bit more later about that off camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, sir.
I still got the big document about essentially the manuscript.
Yeah.
I think I've shared a little bit before about what the layout of the book is going to be, like my rough estimate of it. I had a publisher that I was in contact with for some time and then just kind of lost contact at some point. And I don't even know if I want to stick with that publisher or go to somebody else.
Yeah.
Back and forth. I've been told that I could self-publish under some means. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, don't self-publish.
Nobody walks me through the process. I'm just, putting questions out there, picking and seeing what actually I'm capable of.
Yeah, I know. You've never done it before, so how would you know? I get it. Don't worry about it.
You did it?
What? No, I know how to publish a book because I almost did once.
All right. That's very cool.
Don't self-publish. That's a bad idea. That's a lot of money. I
imagine.
All right, so here's what we got for Jeff's build of the night. So
it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, a little guy just coming and floating out of the wall there, like it's slimed, and there we go. Sounds like somebody's having a good time in your apartment.
I hope so. I don't remember if he was playing Rocket League or Call of Duty or something else.
Sounds like she might be playing with his Rocket League, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I walked in, I saw he was playing video games. That's all I know.
Everybody's got a different joystick. Anywho, so I wanna talk to people about something real quick because I've been thinking about doing this for a while. And Joey, you have a Patreon, so by the way, if you haven't checked out Brian's Patreon, you should check it out. Because
I have checked it out, and I think I've been credited in some of the videos.
There you go. But check out his Patreon; it's pretty dope. Speaking of Patreon and making money, I've been thinking about doing one as well. I've been thinking about starting one up. I do have a goal in mind for how many people or whatever do the thing with it, but I'm thinking about it. I think it might be a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Look at that. Lindsay, Supermom, is all about another Lego book.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good idea, Joey. I think you and I are definitely going to talk after the stream, and we're going to.
I definitely introduced the idea a while ago, and people were on board with it, and I just felt really bad that I couldn't get anywhere with it because I had so much else. It's not the forefront of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not trying to say, oh, it's a false promise. I'm never going to make a book. I just couldn't focus on it, and even more so than just Bizarre Lego, I had an idea for another book. It's kind of like, where do I put the information? Do I keep it all in one? Do I put it in another? As more Lego things come out, it's like I need to keep revising Bizarre Lego. I started 2018 or whatever. I was like, that's great, but that's more I got to put into the book because now we have the midi legs, the short kid posable, whatever you want to call them. That feels like more information, and for many other things, to add into the book. And I think I talked with maybe one or two people before about that, where it's like, okay, you can have a first edition and then revise it over time. The problem is everything changes every year.
Well, there's also things that you could strictly cover on the first book, right? Like the short legs or whatever aren't anything right now. Everybody knows about them.
Right. That's the thing that's with for example, I was having a plan for a 2-page spread of the timeline of minifigure evolution. What kinds of parts are existing? How do you adapt a minifigure, with different body parts? With a robot arm or a hook for a hand, or things like that. That's why I say about that specifically. But that happens all the time. Lego is always producing more things that I'm like, how do I actually hold it together, put it into a book,
Well, the first step would be is don't cover the basics. You've got we've got 100 fucking minifigure books, all right? So just toss that shit out the window. All right, okay? Who cares? Everybody knows about minifigures. Fucking since 1990, everyone has known about goddamn minifigures. I am holding a minifigure in my hand as I say this to illustrate my point. I've got buckets full of them to my right. I've got a bag full of them. But I mean, talking about Snapped and talking about the one that everybody likes that I think is stupid, Galador.
Yep.
Focus on that shit, the stuff that failed. Because believe it or not, they might be a Fortune 500 company, but they've made some bad fucking career choices. So
oh yeah,
talk about the shit that didn't make it. Hey, does anybody else remember when they did the jewelry bit? I do. It was back in the 70s. Guess what they're doing these days? The jewelry bit again.
Well, you got Scala. You got Scala back in the 70s. You got Clickets in the mid-thousands.
Did somebody tell Joey that we can't hear him?
What?
We can't hear you.
Why can't
you have no sound? Maybe I don't have sound. Give me a minute.
I don't have myself muted.
I think it's on my end. These headphones suck.
Okay. I've gone through several headphones. I can't really say there's been a good pair without a huge boom attached to it, and that's in the living room. Can't use that right now.
No. I use this one. It's good. I couldn't hear you, Joey. I have my microphone right here next to me. So we're good. It's just my headphones that suck. There's a little wire that's misplaced on there. It's fine now. Have you looked at illustrated encyclopedias before? I have several, and they're maybe able to help you envision what you want better. See, that's what I was thinking too, Lindsay and Joey.
I
love fucking Lego encyclopedias or whatever. But you can easily make a mockumentary out of it almost. Be as serious as they are about it, but also have fun with it. A full page spread on Galador. Besides people that are older than 40, who gives a shit?
Right.
Besides Joey.
I read her comment before about being big book nerds. I'm not a big reader, And I'm sure that a lot of people would rather see more than read, but still have something to back up what they're seeing. So I'm not writing a huge amount of information. I do like the idea of an illustrated encyclopedia. I've tried to look into like the character encyclopedias, the absolutely everything you need to know about Lego. The 2012 Lego book. You know, I have several Lego books I've been reading over time and getting inspired from those. It's just a matter of sorting out the information between, unless I just, you know, pull back the entire curtain a la Wizard of Oz and show the entire manuscript. You know, that's what also I'm like.
Yeah.
I don't want to be vague, but I don't want to be specific either.
I know. So the thing is so Joe, you're all right. This is a real talk. You're putting too much shit on your shoulders about a book that you can't do by yourself,
right?
And like everyone in the community that you've spoken to, that I've spoken to about, because I did some journalistic investigations.
Yep.
Are fucking on board with it.
Yeah,
and like
that's true.
Hinkle's on board with it. Like Hinkle gets excited when he talks about it. I talked to him about it. He sold you out.
Well, like I said, he was so gung ho that he pitched an idea for me for the cover, and I like the idea, but I'm not sure again.
I know.
Stick with that, or if he has the time to illustrate the whole thing.
So here's what you and I are going to do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to spend the next year doing concepts for this book, okay? Since you've got most of the work in already, we're going to figure out what to do about photographs. I'm going to fucking email some people in the community and be like, hey, take a picture of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that way we're going to give them credit that way, and we'll go from there. But besides that, we'll figure it out, all right? You and I, we'll tackle it, and then we'll be millionaires because we published the book.
I don't mind splitting profit with you.
All right, that's good. All right, so
if this is your way to gain on board, hey, it's all good because I know you got a head on your shoulders.
And I got nothing else going on, so
I'm bored. I'll help write a book.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well. I'm not doing anything else with my life right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. So, Joe and I are going to write a book. We will proofread.
We need a little caption on the bottom that says, Jeff McElwee has been added to the party.
Find out who this Jeff McElwee motherfucker is, and I'll kill him.
Jeff McElwee.
There you go.
Every time.
It's okay. So, Lindsay, I do too, by the way. I don't know if anybody else, but like, and finding typos, like, that's the worst. Show some professionalism.
Oh, yeah. I have done a lot of proofreading, and even some things, like when I started brainstorming about, like, oh, this is the things I want to cover for the book. Make a title or chapter, scribble a whole bunch of stuff in there, and then go back through and restructure it into actual cohesive sentences. And probably still needs a bit more work with that.
All right, so Luggage has a question for us. Joey, you go first.
Good question. I don't know. I honestly do not remember what my first Lego set was. The problem I have is I have an older brother. So it's a good chance that my first Lego set was a hand-me-down. Even then, there were a handful of them that we had. So it could have been from like 99 Lego Star Wars, like a land speeder, Endor set. It could have been a couple of things. It could have been from Lego Freestyle. I had a set from that. I had a classic basic set, the ones that had like the big, humongous green brick separator, and then gray one, I think.
Yep, I remember those.
I remember Adventure. I'm not entirely sure. I do remember getting it for my birthday, but I don't remember which year it was. I remember getting an Indiana Jones, I was about to say, an Adventurer set. Two different things. Adventurer set with a classic set included with it, and like metallic-looking gold case from Toys R Us, like all one shrink wrap package.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I don't know if that's the first set.
Yeah.
That's something I actually want to do one day. Is first of everything in Lego that I had or know of as a fun video.
Alrighty. In the chat below is mine. So there you go. Go ahead and click on that all you want. Yeah, Lindsay had a lot of
Duplo though too.
Yeah, I had a bunch of Duplo too, but I don't count those. So yeah, Lindsay, you're absolutely right. So Stephen King books, like the last 10 years with Stephen King books, I have found so many little typos that I'm really confused. Somebody fell asleep, that's for sure.
I mean, from what I've heard, he writes a book within a weekend. So
Who
I'm
knows?
not surprised if he would have a whole bunch of typos in there.
Well, now he only does about one book a year. Next year he's doing 2. And all I can think of is, well, you've had enough time. There's a play going on.
I just opened up on a separate tab.
Yeah.
The first Lego set you had. That's the one. That one's cool. I had I think I have it around somewhere. I have like a Blacktron equivalent of that.
Yeah, they did a lot of that, like for the Blacktron and every Tron or whatever that came out.
Right.
And they even continued it up until Space Planet. They always had like the little one-man space fighter or whatever with like the signature colors.
It looks cool.
Lindsay, what popular novels do you read? Are there any of them steamy? I mean, that's a valid question.
Well, that must be harder to read it if it's full of typos. It's like, well, that ruined the momentum.
What does stricking mean? Why was she stricking him? Why was he stricking his length? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So, of course they are steamy. Of course they are. That's fantastic. Joey, what kind of books do you like reading? You can't say Lego books.
I'm gonna throw it back into the chat and wonder what everyone's first Lego set was, if they can remember it.
Okay.
What else did we say here?
Also, I was wondering what books have you been reading? Well, what are your favorite kind of books that not Lego books?
That's kind of hard to. It really narrows it down quite a bit. Yeah. Like I said before, I'm not an avid reader. Most of the reading that I've ever done was through school for like book reports, projects, over the summer reading, that kind of stuff. There's only a handful of those I actually liked, especially because I was reading at my own pace, or was it a subject that interested me? Not like I could think of like 3 books I hated growing up in school. But the ones that I liked, The Last Lecture, I will always recommend that. I've actually gifted that one to my mom. It's a very helpful, like, autobiographical book about a college professor who had terminal illness. He had a type of cancer, and was also part of, like, as part of the college, they would have a lecture every so often with different professors, as if it was on their dying words sort of thing. So it turns out he had that just by coincidence, and it's very empowering. It's something that I think about pretty regularly. Take little examples from it, try to apply it to real life, and that's not something I can say for a lot of books. So that's why I give it my highest recommendation: The Last Lecture by Randy Paksh.
All right, that's a good book. What you say, and which I believe.
Another one a lot of people will know, and I thought was very interesting to read about through high school, was The Catcher in the Rye. I thought that one was very interesting, kind of like relatable in a way.
Joseph Suwada is here. Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph. Oh my gosh, Lindsay, don't even talk to me about Goodreads. We had that in high school where we had to mark down the books we were reading on there. And that brings me back. Only a handful of years, but still.
There you go. All right, so The Last Lecture. What else we got, Joey? What other books?
So the other one I said was The Catcher in the Rye. It's a classic. I think it's a very good high school reading type of book. Very relatable. It's it really got to understand how we think at that time. A couple poignant moments to it. And another one I would mention, but I would actually recommend over it. Again, one I got to read on my own, summer reading, got to choose, and actually found it very interesting, and has a movie. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't remember the author for either of those last 2 books, but they're really good. Perks of Being a Wallflower, again, kind of a high school setting to it, coming of age sort of stuff.
It's one of my favorite books.
Very relatable, and also has a lot of really good references in there. It name drops all the time. It's got a whole like page of a playlist for a mixtape, which I would love to listen to at one point. It's got That's How I Learned About Wacky Horror Picture Show, which I got to really enjoy the movie and theatrical like reenactment for it. Because before that, I had no idea that existed.
Wow.
And a lot of really fun characters to it.
So we got Brick Bunnies TV has just joined us. Welcome, Brick Bunnies.
Welcome.
How are you tonight? So yeah, The Perks of Being a Wallflower is one of my favorite books like of all time. So when I read that, that got me interested in mental and behavioral health.
There you go.
Like got me further into that sort of world because I wanted to know what the hell was wrong with that kid and like, and realize that I too have a lot of the social anxieties and depression and everything else, and have problems coping with society as a whole. So yeah. All right, so we got the last lecture, and I might have missed your second book, but we've also got Perks of Being a Wallflower. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the second book?
The second one for the third time. The Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye. That's a classic book. That got banned in a lot of libraries, right?
That's true. My high school was actually pretty, for lack of a better term, progressive. We had a bunch of those kinds of banned books available to read as we wanted to. There was even a class for it, and I do remember some of the mandatory reading was those banned books. It's like, hey, this is actually important stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And Brett asks, that's not Brett.
Hello, Brett.
Hey, Brett, Mr. Hoopa. How are you today, sir? I did a video on your thing. I hope you saw it. He's the one that gave me the bricks earlier today, that Deckhand Smitty gave to me after you opened up my mail.
The brick link, like brick badge thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm having another problem with my headphones. It might be time to get new ones.
I keep.
Zoom is in the chat. Welcome to Zoom.
I've been reading what Brett asked, and I keep making faces because I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that was a typo. I've never heard of that test, so I don't think
an Enneagram test is a personality test. It'll test what personality you have.
Oh, like I'm trying to think. Is it Myers-Briggs? That the most like one of the more popular ones?
Maybe.
It was like 4 letters that symbolize what your personality is. Like if you're introverted, I, and extroverted, E, that kind of stuff.
I don't know, but we're about to find out. Buckle up, everybody. It's share screen mode.
Oh, here we go.
All right, Joey, you're in charge of chat. You let me know if anything interesting happens.
All right. Maybe I'll build a little more of the set while I'm back and forth in chat.
All right. Let's see here. It is important for others to like me.
That's the only one I can think off the top of my head, and I've taken that multiple times. I think I took it in February this year. I have to look back and see what the result was. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know it was definitely I. That one I can easily recall. So, let's see. It's not a typo. Okay. YouTube Inception for a second, obviously. Yeah. Happens.
There's 6 steps to this. This is a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah. They have a lot of questions, and there are some questions, I remember, either this one or another one, where they almost ask the same thing, but different situations.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I hope I'm not doing this wrong and contradicting myself.
That's fair.
John Green's books are great, too. I've heard about John Green's books, but I haven't really read them. Let's see. Mr. Bunny's in the house. Mrs. is stuck at work. All right. Well, hopefully she's doing okay at work.
All right. Let's see.
I'm not sure which one you said was a great book, but I'm glad I got an approval there. So, books I disliked. Top 3 books I hated. The More Child. I don't remember the author's credits. More Child. It was something I read in 4th grade. It has some Celtic folklore to it that should sound interesting, but it was not thoroughly explained. It wasn't like when we tried to work on it in class, it wasn't properly structured where it's like I could follow with this. So it got to be very confusing. I remember I had to read that with my mom, and she was confused about what was going on context-wise. Do I agree about Paper Towns, Fault in Our Stars? Yeah, that's the guy. Definitely seen that name before.
My favorite read was "Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs?"
That sounds like a good one.
Sounds like a Joseph Sawada thing to say.
I have read Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Go the Fuck to Sleep's a good read.
I even love the was it Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
Narration for it. Fits so well. Another book I didn't like, The Old Man and the Sea.
Why not?
Super boring. So
Really?
forever for anything to happen in that book.
Wow.
Pages and pages of just nothing, just scenery. I mean, scenery's not bad, but there's no process to it. There's no thought. I couldn't remember anything after I read that.
Really?
This one of those books that it's like I'd read a paragraph, I'd gain nothing from reading it, and read it over, still have no idea what just happened. And the third one that I dislike the most, Love Medicine. This was, I think, my first year in high school we read that. And while it sounds like an interesting book that it has to do with, like, it's not, it's like native relations and things like that. It's so convoluted because there's this, like, when we started reading that book, we were given a chart that we had to fill out about the family tree. Mm-hmm. Everybody marries everybody else in the family tree. It's so hard to keep up with it. And there are so many people that you don't know who's doing what throughout the entire book. I'm not a fan of a book or media where they introduce so many characters at the same time and they try to give you a little bit of everybody's, what they're doing, that you can't follow any one person's path. It's like, how did they get there? Oh, they're suddenly doing this now. Why do I care about this character?
These questions are real tough.
The one book I could say that does that very well, because it doesn't have as many characters, but it still has plot lines that make sense and can be followed, Hiroshima, where it has like 4 different perspectives of real life accounts of people living in Japan at that time and how they were before, during, and after the explosions. And how some people actually met up at point. So it had like crossover chapters, if you may. But that was a little bit more digestible. Every chapter was a different character.
Hi, Great Cat. How's it going? And let's hear. Joseph Sawada also says, I know some folks whose family tree is more of a wreath.
Yep.
Yep. I'm taking this personalized test online in front of everyone. This is fine. Don't worry, guys.
Right. For Kai, in the chat, I'm going to see if I can point this back down and see if we can. I can still read the chat from here, luckily. And I'm still working through back 1 of the Mystery Castle from Hidden Side.
There you go. So I've always been a bigger fan of sci-fi and fantasy for my books. Let's see here. So the Dris Duerden story, like Dark Elf, blah blah blah, nerd stuff. Okay. That's my jam. There's 32 books in the series. That's crazy. The author is a former bouncer, so that's dope. I don't know why I think that's fun, but the way that he describes a combat scene is very visible.
Oh yeah, very descriptive.
It is also anything. I can't remember the author. So Arthur C. Clarke. I love Arthur C. Clarke's work. You give me one of his books, and I'm good for the day.
Got in, is that Ithic LaRue, if I'm pronouncing that correctly? Sort of just joined. What's the criteria for the books? Just different kinds of books, get liked, disliked.
That is my good friend Eric from Arizona, and it is his birthday today. Hey, happy birthday, Eric, for being 43 years young. Everybody wish Eric a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Damn it.
What?
We're good, Mr. Hinkle. How are you tonight? I'm having some sound issues with my headphones, though. Holy crap.
Where was I in the building?
Eric. Old men. They often say things. Look, he's even muttering to himself now. All right. So, Kevin, we're taking an Engram personality test because Brett suggested it. Little did I know that it would be this crazy.
I feel like I took one of those for work at one point.
I often do feel like an outsider. Thanks for asking, Test. My mind is an interesting place. I am always aware of what could go wrong.
It's one of those kinds of minds where it's like if you actually shrunk down and went inside, it's just like, how do I survive here?
I do stand up for what I believe in, even if it upsets other people. Hey, by the way, trans rights are human rights. Just fucking throwing that out there.
You got my support.
Yeah, if you don't like it, there's the unsubscribe button.
You could say you got my vote. Make sure everyone votes. However you want to vote, just make sure your ballot is in.
So I'm going to take a different wording on this. Don't let that motherfucker be in charge for another 4 years. Alrighty, let's keep going on this test.
I was going to be a little more unbiased, but okay.
Yeah, I don't care. That man's a monster. I dislike people who dress up.
Well, there is a reason why the presidential candidates are the first thing I saw when walking into Party City. So,
boy.
They don't get scarier than reality.
That's very true.
My brother, when he was young, won a costume contest one year in our town for scariest costume because it was a Yu-Gi-Oh mask. And that is scary to an adult who doesn't know what Yu-Gi-Oh or anime is.
So I forget how old I was. I think I was 10. And I went to a costume contest. And my dad gave me his old fatigues and like a weird mask.
Okay.
And we went down to the Boys and Girls Club in Chula Vista. And I walked away with first place at this costume contest. Ooh. They gave me this huge, like, 20-gallon jug of candy.
Dang.
Yeah, it was gone in like a week because my family's fat.
Yeah. I think my brother got like a gift card or something. It wasn't gratuitous candy. Although my sister got a trophy one year when she won for a Barbie cheerleader outfit.
That's awesome.
For winning a costume contest, though.
Oh.
Bad. I remember entering many. I entered once in school, at school dances. I don't remember winning. Unless it's written down somewhere and I don't remember. I don't know.
So, Mr. Hinkle, we wanted to carve pumpkins this year, but nope, because we had a giant fucking ice storm. Hi, Julian. How's it going, man? The Bricksmith is here.
Julian! Woo!
And Brett, why are we saying Brett? Why are you saying your name, Brett? Did Joey not say it right?
Brett. I don't know what I said.
Joey, did you fuck up my friend's name?
I don't think so.
I think
I was always nervous talking about Isaac's name, and I'm still not sure if I'm getting it right. I like his next comment. Well, you did. We all did win at that.
My favorite Halloween costume was a gender bend Heather Chandler. I bought I can't read that word because I can't read. Croquet stick and Drano. Jesus Christ, Joey.
Yeah. What?
Or other Joey. Damn it, there's too many Joeys.
Oh, there's two Joeys. No. But he's Joseph and I'm Joey, right? Is that okay?
I don't know, man. I'm so tired right now. I don't even know what we're doing.
I'm just trying to show that this Technic pin, I've never seen that in red before, and I like it.
Technic pin in red, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it here first.
I probably didn't, but let's go with that.
There you go.
Sometimes I like Lego pieces. You know, maybe sometimes I like building.
That's true. I do too, believe it or not. Sometimes I even put bricks together and make something.
On your own without instructions?
I know, right?
I feel like I'm at a Lego convention. Did you make this from instructions? No. Nobody here did. Well, unless you look at the Lego City over there, everything is on the shelf.
Womp womp.
But we already talked about that, so I'm not going to bring that up again.
Yep. Sorry, I'm almost done with my test. And we're going to see what happens. Somebody.
Okay, apparently we're all saying our own names. Yep, the one life. That's a I don't know. Is there a cash value for that?
There could be. I don't know.
Can I trade that for the jumbo prize at the carnival?
Do I have a great deal of willpower as I'm thinking about taking a break to go smoke? No. Self-improvement is a major interest of mine. It is.
We shouldn't be stressing while building, Joseph.
What do we got? Your type in depth. I am type 6. In a nutshell, 6s are defined by deep uncertainty and mistrust of the world. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Unlock it, I have to pay money? Whatever. Trust no one. That's all I get from that. All right.
Well, I don't trust this website enough to give him my money.
That's right. We're back.
That's how you know that the personality test got it right. Like, what would you do it for money? No.
I mean, there's always that. Joseph Sawada, you tried building today, you stress cried. What are you building, Joseph Sawada? Because I'm interested to see what the next meme will be.
Did I put that? Okay, that's in the right spot. Once again, for a hidden side set, I'm not putting the stickers on right now just to see how it looks without the stickers. And then I'll put them on eventually. It just became a thing. Oh, train's here. Sorry, I gotta catch the whatever time it is. The 9:20.
The 920th in Newark. Hey, all right. So let's see here. So Jeff took an engram test. We talked about books that we enjoy. Joey is building Lego because when all else fails, put bricks together. Joseph says hopefully not a generic castle build. That's fair, Joseph.
Nah, this one seems unique so far.
Brett, you painted your Lego room today? You're going to have to show us or show me on Instagram. Also, you motherfuckers, follow Brett on Instagram at Brett Lego. Just follow him because he does amazing things with bricks.
Didn't I?
And he's a super cool guy.
I think I did.
I'm going to do a thing. Give me a moment. Instagram go.
Lego.
Shit, how does technology
work? Why was I not following him already? This is so cool.
There you go.
Hitting me with the nostalgia right at the first post with the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, the Jungle Cruise is like top goddamn notch. Like I'm really like holy crap. In all honesty.
Having built the original earlier this year, I'm like, that's a vast improvement. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it really is.
And I love seeing that from the community in general, whether tweaking a Lego set or updating the design of it. I've seen people build miniature mocks in 2018 because there was a bricklink or a brick set contest for it, and that was beautiful. A lot of really cool stuff.
All right, so Brad, I'm going to put this up on the big screen because apparently we are turning into a slideshow momentarily. Yeah,
that's on you. I'm here building.
No, I'm going to blame you anyway, though. Okay, just so you know.
Well, I'm going to be pushover enough that I'm going to say okay.
Holy shit! There's options to like click what screen you want to save. Oh my god! I never knew. All right.
All right.
So this is Brett's Jungle Cruise ship.
Joseph was asking, "Are you playing Genshin Impact?" I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either, Joseph.
I assume it's a video game.
It sounds like ninjas. It could be ninjas. All right, so check this out. So Brett built this, and it looks amazing. I like all the details in there. That's dope.
Oh, tell me about those details.
You gotta get those deets in. What else we got? I like the water. That's awesome.
The water is always a good technique. I'm impressed that there's enough space to fit the Scorpion tracker in there.
It looks like Brett, did you use 2 base plates, or what'd you do for the base plates? No, not base plates. You used something, though. I'm sure you'll tell us in the chat, or I'll just keep talking about nothing like this.
My favorite kind of interviews are the ones with the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm joking here. I do like hearing with the chat, but like to spotlight with someone, but they're not actively in the same room.
All right, so it's 12 across. I think, unless let me double check that. Yeah, it's 12 across at the widest. So that's cool. That works. That's great. Yeah. I like those tire details on the thingy to make it all look all swoopy. That's cool, Brett. This is an amazing build.
Doing the thing.
That's the wrong button. There's the right button. Okay. That's Brett's tattoos.
Oh.
I hit the wrong button. So Brett's tattoos are for family, and he used little Lego Who's What's It's. So there you go.
That is pretty cool.
We'll go back to the Lego build.
If that was supposed to go together for a Lego set or based on a theme or something.
I hit the wrong button is what happened, Joey. Thank you, though.
Oh, no, I shouldn't have pressed those buttons with my hands on the Lego set.
Yeah. So it looks like these adventures are packing heat, which I can, respect. Who's that?
Yep.
We're going to stop the screen there. There we go. It's a light box and I dump stuff around the boat. Nice. It's not sitting on a base plate. Is it sitting on plates, though? What's it sitting on there?
I'll fix that later.
Now it's just awkwardly quiet as we wait for Brett to reply because we're both like, hey, how about those things? Yep, those things are great.
I don't know.
Joe, you know what I was let down about today? Like, besides everything on the planet?
That was exactly my answer.
Okay, so Ghoul Grumps is going on where we might have stolen the name because it's October from.
What? We didn't steal the name.
We're just ghouling this month, Joey. What do you think?
Because ghouling is not the same thing as Ghoul Grumps. And I've known Ghoul Grumps for years. I would have said if that was a problem, and it's not. It's fine.
All right, so anyway, I watched their playthrough of Alien Isolation, and I was really bummed. It was really boring, and I was expecting more, and nothing happened, and Danny didn't get scared at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of the Ghoul Grumps from this year yet, so I honestly don't know. I could see Danny, like, he's watched a fair share of horror stuff, but still can get scared by it pretty easily. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I could have expected that from him for Alien. Like, oh, this is interesting, and I already know the movie, but like, it's different than he expected. I don't know. PT, I watch that every once in a while because that was from years and years ago, and that's a lot of fun. Like, he's completely...
All right, so Brett says it's...
And Aaron's just like, what? Come on, let's keep going.
All right, it's not on a plate. I built the boat and needed a cool scene for the photo, so I built the jungle and water just for that. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I love the fact that you did that. So the boat definitely came first. Fantastic. Joey, did I lose sound again?
No.
Okay.
I just kept muting myself because I was opening bags of crisps.
That's very polite of you. Thank you, Joey.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. So, boom, bam.
I've never seen that before. I never knew this existed, you could say.
How bizarre.
Exactly. So I don't know if I told you that story. So when I was a kid, I got a Lego set or two for Christmas that was from the next year's wave. That's like, oh, they do it late December, and I only knew like coming January. So I, as a kid, audibly said, I never knew that existed. So that stuck around. Every once in a while, it comes up as a phrase that, oh, something I've never known before or find interesting. So
that makes sense.
It's like it. I don't want to say it's a catchphrase because I don't use it that often.
Sounds like a catchphrase, no lie.
But it can be a catchphrase, yeah.
Catchphrases are important.
Yeah.
All right, so we found out that I'm a 6. Joey likes to build with Lego and read books, and we have totally different tastes in books. Brett explained to us his awesome build. Go follow him on Instagram. He also explained that it's not on a base plate multiple times, and I apparently missed that, so...
Oopsies.
Sorry, Brett. Let's see, what else we got? I think that's it. I think we're calling it a night. Is that all right with you, Joey?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll keep building and posting through Instagram at Maniac Bricks Official on how this goes.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm going to squee about it the way I did about the fire truck when I said, oh, it's got the Easter egg or whatever.
Hey, why don't you show us the functionality of that fire truck real quick? Because I heard it turns into Optimus Prime.
Yeah, so basically, so it's a pretty beefy, good-looking fire truck from around the sides of it. Basically, this whole back section where the back wheels are, this part pops off. It's only held on by like 4 studs.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, just like the blue plates underneath there are the things that like hold it on top. And then yeah, that's the rest of it. So it's got a little bit of engine detail there. And the rest of this just kind of folds out, ratchet joints. You twist this around on a ball joint, so it makes it very friction to fit. The arms can move independently. And you also got a little bit of ankle action. There's not really a lot of leg postability. That's
expected.
Kind of expected from Lego.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's
boom, bam.
Boom, bam, busy.
That is Optimus Prime fighting ghosts.
Pretty much.
Alrighty. Alright, so everybody, y'all have a great night. Thank you very much for joining us. Julian, Kevin, Lindsay, Brett, my buddy Eric, Joseph Sawada, Bricks O'Brien himself, Brian Saviano.
Don't forget Alyssa.
The Bricksmith, Alyssa, Luggage, if you're still here, I'm pretty sure you bounced as soon as I started cussing. That's okay.
Brick Studio, if you're still here, good to have you.
Brick Studio, Brick Hive, he was here as well.
That's right.
Thank you all very much for showing up. Y'all have a nice night, and we were definitely Joey. And have a happy and safe Halloween. Also, wear a mask. There's a plague. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.